Okay, sorry, please, Professor Samobusa, can you please step onto the high table? Apologies for the glitch. Let me quickly introduce the heads of colleges, the heads of units, and heads of faculties in our midst. Let me start by introducing the Provost, College of Health Sciences. He is a professor of medicine, a civil administrator, and a professor of repute. Let me introduce Professor Christopher Olutayo Alebioshi. Can you stand up for recognition, sir? Next to him, I would introduce the Provost of the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. He's a mathematician and an administrator too, Professor Amos Oladele Kupola. You're welcome, sir. I would also introduce the Dean of the Faculty of Basic and Applied Sciences, Professor I.O. Oyewole. There's somebody I would introduce, well, maybe twice. He happens to be one of the conveners of this program. And let me say coincidentally, or let me say incidentally too, he happens to be the director of academic planning for the university. He is a professor of microbiology. He's an entomologist, professor of public health entomology. His name is Professor M.A. Adeleke. Please stand up for recognition, please, sir. We have in our midst also an associate professor of mathematics, the director of the Directorate of Research, Innovation, and Management. His name is Dr. M.O. Olayiwola. We have so many other dignitaries, too numerous to mention. Let me introduce the convener of this program. I've mentioned the next to him, the co-convener, Professor Adeleke. The major convener for today's program is a seasoned scientist, is a parasitologist, is a scholar, is a man of no mean means. His name is Dr. Soraka Olabanji. Let me also introduce the head of the department that has co-partnered with the University of Oxford. His name is Dr. Mohammed Rufai, the head of the Department of Zoology for Osun State University. I think I will introduce other dignitaries as they arrive. Shall we have the anthems? IMTC. IMTC, the anthems, please. Shall we rise for the anthems? Thank you very much. Can take our seats. Let me quickly introduce the last person here before I proceed to the next item. Sorry, I forgot to introduce the head or the acting head of the Department of Microbiology, Dr. F.M. Adeyemi Ma. Can you stand up for recognition? Thank you very much. As we could see, this program was organized by the Department of Zoology of Osun State University in partnership with the Global Health Network of the University of Oxford. It means it will be apt, therefore, to invite the head of that department to present his welcome speech. Permit me to invite Dr. M. Rufai to present the welcome address. Thank you. A round of applause for the head of zoology, please.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Labode Pokuola, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Research, Innovation and Partnership, Professor Anthony Olu Olusanya, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Admin and Development, Professor Janet Laiton, Registrar of the University, Mr. G. Eshitu, Bossar of the University, Mr. Rotimi Feruke, University Librarian, Mrs. Tino Adewale, the Provost of College of Science, Engineering and Technology, Professor Amos Bukola, another Provost of Colleges, Deans of Faculty of Basic and Applied Sciences, Professor Israel Oyewole, and other deans, directors, head of departments, workshop facilitators, workshop participants, ladies and gentlemen. It gladdens my heart to welcome you all to this first international workshop on ethics in biomedical research and global practices in the context of preventive chemotherapy on neglected tropical diseases elimination strategy in Nigeria. This workshop is organized by the Department of Zoology, Osun State University, Osogbo, Nigeria, in partnership with the Global Health Network, University of Oxford, United Kingdom. The Department of Zoology is one of the departments created from the defunct Department of Biological Sciences, one of the pioneer departments in the College of Science, Engineering and Technology at the inception of Osun State University in 2007. It currently runs both Doctor of Philosophy and Master of Science in Zoology, with specializations in parasitology and vector biology, applied entomology and pest management, and environmental biology and toxicology. It has several grants running. The grants are Global Fund grants for the entomological surveillance and insecticide resistant studies of malaria vectors, Site Savers International UK grant for optimization of various local and foreign glues for Esperanza window trap in different ecological zones in Nigeria. And ARNTD, USAID, UKH, and CORNTD small grant fund on neglected tropical diseases. And of course, this workshop is funded through the grants from the Global Health Network, University of Oxford. Many of our undergraduate and postgraduate students are directly benefiting and utilizing the equipment acquired through this grant, while we are still hopeful of more as we keep exploring the grant world. The theme of this workshop is ethics in biomedical research and global best practices in the context of preventive chemotherapy on neglected tropical diseases elimination strategy in Nigeria. With many research activities now taking on a global dimension, it is imperative to discuss positive approaches towards inculcating best research integrity practices, including examining the role of good clinical laboratory practice and ethical standard in setting the standard for research integrity. In this workshop, we will also train participants on stepwise procedures to become certified bioethicists by the Global Health Network, University of Oxford, Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine, and Worldwide Anti-Malaria Resistance Network. May I, at this juncture, thank Dr. Olabanji Surakat, the convener of this workshop. This is the second grant Dr. Surakat brought to the department. The department is mostly grateful to him. Professor Monsuru Adeleke is widely acknowledged as a world expert in vector biology and parasitology and has brought several grants to the department. We appreciate the organizing committee chaired by Dr. Kamilu Fasasi for putting together a befitting international workshop. Though not here physically, we will not fail to recognize our teacher and mentor, Professor Gio Olatunde, the current Vice Chancellor of Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwoye. For his further roles in the department, we thank all our colleagues from sister departments and students who play different roles in organizing this workshop. We appreciate the workshop facilitators for accepting our invitation, and we express our gratitude to the Global Health Network, University of Oxford, for the grant in funding this workshop. To the university management led by our amiable Vice Chancellor, Professor Olabode Pukuola, we express our deep appreciation for promoting good governance, research, and development. Our laboratories and department have witnessed tremendous growth during your era. We thank you for your encouragement and support, sir. Thank you very much.
Can we give a better round of applause to Dr. Emrufai? We are running short of time. There's going to be an adjustment to the program. Our people from the University of Oxford are eager to link up with us because we're supposed to commence the first plenary at 9:30. So I'll postpone some other programs you see on the item here, and they are going to be taken later. So at this juncture, I need to invite the convener to introduce the Global Health Network of the University of Oxford, after which we take the first plenary and we go back to some other items. Dr. Olabanji Suraka, the convener. You have the floor. Thank you. A round of applause for him, please.
My Vice Chancellor, sir, member of the University Management, my Provost, Dean of my faculty, HODs present, thank you all for granting me a wonderful working environment to explore research opportunities within and outside Nigeria. I expect that they should project, the IMTC should project just 2 slides before I introduce Elena Wilcox, who is joining us from University of Oxford. She's already with us online. She'll be giving a short presentation on what the Global Health Network is all about. But before she starts, I'll quickly just talk about activities of the Global Health Network and how I joined the Global Health Network. In 2011, as a postgraduate student in the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, I walked into my project supervisor's office, seated, my academic mentor and father, in person of Professor Sami Olufemi Samwobo. He gave us a lot of opportunities. We had access to his office. I mean, as postgraduate students, I had the key to his office. So I saw this lanyard that we all have with the Global Health Network website in 2011 hung on his wall. So I went to the website, I registered, and since then, I've been following updates on training and different events that they do. Sometimes last year, they put up a call for people who have used their resources to write into or do a short video on things that they used their website for. And I put in that video for that competition, and I won the overall prize, which led to this workshop. During my PhD, at the peak of my PhD, I needed a regulatory approval to bring in rapid diagnostic tests that had not been approved by NAFDAC in Nigeria. And so I approached the Food and Distribution Agency of Nigeria, NAFDAC, for that approval. And NAFDAC asked me to get a certificate showing that I am a qualified research ethicist. And I went to the Global Health Network website. I did a short course. I got the certificate. And that has been a turning point in my career because that PhD took me international. So I want to encourage everybody as we proceed in this workshop to take advantage of all the e-learning materials available on the Global Health Network. Now, the Global Health Network, okay, like I've said, all right, so that's just me giving you an overview of what they do. All right, part of what you also get at the Global Health Network that concerns researchers mainly in sub-Saharan Africa includes activities on Global Vector Hub, okay, WANETAM, which is the West African Network of Excellence for Clinical Trials in Tuberculosis, AIDS, and Malaria, which I have an information our Vice Chancellor is one of the members of the board for that great organization. Also, there are about 20 different groups and e-learning materials richly packed in the Global Health Network that will really advance science for mid-level career scientists and senior career scientists in this university and in Nigeria. At this point, I would invite Elena Wilcox to give us a presentation. IMTC, can you just project her to take charge from this point, please? All right, thank you, Elena. Hello, Helena.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Hi, thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to share my screen.
Come again.
Is it possible to share my screen?
Yes, you're sharing your screen.
Okay. Well, thank you, Vice Chancellor, and thank you, Dr. Olabanji, and to all of the organisers and participants for this workshop. Dr. Olabanji, it was fantastic to hear just now your experience of the Global Health Network and how you came to work with us. And it's a delight to be partnered with you for this really important workshop. Just to introduce myself briefly, my name's Elena Wilcox and I lead our programme of knowledge exchange at the Global Health Network. I work very closely with my colleague Bonnie Baker, who's been working with Dr. Olabanji on supporting this workshop, and my colleague Bonnie leads our programme of regional activities, in particular across sub-Saharan Africa. I just want to give a little bit of a flavour of what the Global Health Network does and what we can do, what we hope to do further with you and continue to strengthen our work together. So at the Global Health Network, our overarching mission is to enable more, faster and better health research in the places where it's needed most. And to deliver that, we have an integrated programme of communities of practice and knowledge hubs, which are all digital, which provide training and resources, tools and templates, all to support health professionals and health researchers in their role. And a lot of most of these materials have kindly been shared by members of the health research community, openly sharing them, aiming to reduce duplication, promote more effective health research. And Dr. Olabanji, you referenced some of the materials in your opening, in the introduction you gave me with regards to particular those on vector-borne diseases. And the idea behind these communities of practice that we bring together is that they're completely driven by the health research community, by members of the Global Health Network. And that's why it's so important, and we really, really encourage you to sign up to the Global Health Network, to the free platform, and join this global community of health researchers and health professionals. And as I say, everything is driven by our members, and a lot of the materials that are shared across the Global Health Network have kindly been shared by our members, so that other people and other health researchers, whatever your professional background or your particular area of research is, so that you can benefit from and continue to share those resources. Across the Global Health Network, what we do is really vast. We're trying to integrate different areas of health research. So, for example, you may be working in a laboratory, but you also may have requirements to manage some data within your institution, or there will be ethical considerations to your work, as with this workshop. And the idea is that you could come to the Global Health Network, and whatever your specific role within your health research program, you'll be able to come to the Global Health Network and connect with other people across the world who are working in similar roles. You'll be able to find resources, take free e-learning courses, and join workshops such as this, and find all of those resources to support you in your role. So that's one half of what we do, is those digital communities of practice. But really what strengthens the Global Health Network and what makes it what it is the provision of skills sharing and training across the Global Health Network, and with all of our partners, in particular through this workshop today. So we have, as Dr. Olabanji mentioned, several e-learning courses, including GCP, GCLP, and several ethics courses, including one that was brought together by the WHO. And all of these e-learning courses are free to take. You can take them in your own time, and you can receive a certificate for taking those. And Dr. Olabanji's address really shows, I think, the power of those courses and the impact that they have. So thank you for championing our work, Dr. Olabanji. So that's one aspect of what we can offer you and what you can find at the Global Health Network. In addition, we also have a professional development scheme, which is a professional membership scheme which we developed with WHO TDR based on health research competencies, and fully validated health research competencies. And again, that's a scheme that you can just sign up to and participate in your own time. But the aim behind that scheme is that you can, in your own time, you can assess your own competencies in areas of skills and competencies that are relevant to your role, and consider them with relevance to your role. And then it's a really powerful tool for example, having a conversation with your manager or with any peers around your professional development to identify areas where you're hoping to seek further training or to develop further skills. So again, that's something else I would highly encourage you to take part in, and use it as a practical way of continuing to support your professional development within your role. So all of that is to say, across the Global Health Network, there's a lot on offer, but really we want to hear from you, and you are the members that make the Global Health Network what it is. So we thank you so much for the invitation to speak at this workshop and to share some of our work, and thank you to the university, to the Vice-Chancellor for the opening address, and in particular to Dr. Olabanji and the other organisers for convening this workshop. And just to say that if there are further skills sharing workshops that are of interest to you, that we are hosting many skills sharing workshops virtually as well. I'd just like to say it's fantastic to see you convened in a room. I haven't been able to convene in a room with my colleagues for quite some time, so it's really warming to see you all in the lecture theatre together. But we are convening lots of virtual skill sharing workshops, which we'd be delighted to extend an invitation to you. And all of the information that you need to join those can be found at the Global Health Network website. And I'm sure Dr. Olabanji would be kind enough to share some of those web links if I send them to you via email. So a warm invitation to any new members of the Global Health Network for you to join our global community of health researchers and health professionals. And I wish you a fantastic workshop today. And again, thank you, a sincere thanks to Dr. Olabanji and the other organisers for bringing together this workshop. And I hope that you have a fantastic programme. So thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. To round off this session, I will be projecting the website, although at the technical session for this workshop, we all will be registering and be trying out some of the courses, and hopefully we'll get certificates. They are module-based courses that will be relevant to this presentation. At this point, I invite the MC to come back to take charge of the event.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olabanji Suraka. That was the presentation by Mrs. Elena Wilcox of the Global Health Network, University of Oxford. Before I proceed to the next item on the agenda, I think I need to we need to have one or two further introduction of dignitaries. We witnessed the arrival while the program was going on of one of the principal officers of the university, the scribe of the university, the registrar and secretary to council, Mr. Gafar Adebayo Shitu. It's on the high table seated already. And to my next seat here on the left, you have the exchequer of the university, permits me to use the word. That's the bossa, Mr. Bola Feruke. That's the bossa of the university, one of the principal officers. We have in our midst the director of Works Departments, Engineer Samson Adepoju. He came in while the program was going on, maybe he stepped out again. The other time I got informed also that the chairman of the local organizing committee for this workshop is no other person than Dr. K. Fasasi of the Department of Zoology. Thank you very much for that applause. Let me also quickly introduce some other facilitators for this program, some of them in absentia. I've introduced Professor Sam Wobo of the Department of Zoology, University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. And I've also introduced the Provost of the College of Health Sciences, Professor Christopher Oluta Alebioshi, who is well known the facilitators too. I'll be introducing absential Professor O. Ojurungbe, who is currently the Dean of the Faculty of Postgraduate Studies at the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso. Is around? Oh, sorry, I didn't see him. Yeah, thank you very much, sir. That is Professor Ojurungbe. I would also introduce an absential, one of our directors in the university who would also be one of the facilitators of this program. He is currently attending to some official matters in the laboratory. His name is Professor Sunday Akinde. He is the director of the Multidisciplinary Research Laboratory of Osun State University. And let me say that one of the glory Osun State University, or one of the feats Osun University has achieved in recent times, is that while the scourge of COVID-19 was on, Osun State University had a major achievement, having set up a laboratory where COVID-19 could be tested. I think the university deserves a major applause for that. And I think we should appreciate the seller of this ship. That was the Vice Chancellor of Osun State University, Professor Labode Popola, for his Midas touch. I would also have to introduce one of the facilitators from Edo State University. That was the person of Dr. Musa Moibi. I'm not sure he's yet around, but when he comes around, you will see his face. Yes, Like I've said, time is being fast spent. Let us have the remark from the Dean of the Faculty of Basic and Applied Sciences, Professor Israel Oyewole, in 5 minutes. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor, Osun State University, Professor Labode Pupola, Deputy Vice Chancellors, here present, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Research, Innovation and Partnership, Professor Kola Olusanya, you are recognized. Deputy Vice Chancellor, Admin and Development, Professor Janet Olaitan. Principal officers here present, the Registrar, Alaji A. Shitu, Mr. Bolanima Feruke, the University Bossa, Professor Sam Wobo. I'm glad to meet you in person today. Professor Adeleke and Dr. Olabanji has really said a lot of good things about you. You are welcome, sir. Directors, deans, provosts. I want to recognize my provost College of Science, Engineering and Technology, and other deans and directors. Conveners of this program, Department of Zoology, Global Network, University of Oxford. I want to sincerely welcome every participant to this workshop. And I want to really congratulate those of us who are here today. The last time I attended this kind of workshop in a university in Nigeria, I had to pay 50,000 naira to attend ethics in biomedical research workshop. But to have made this workshop free, we should really appreciate the organizers. So thank you. I also want to use this medium to appreciate the Vice Chancellor and management, like I always do wherever I have the opportunity. For some years now, before the coming of the Vice Chancellor, there are absolutely nobody, the research going on in our departments, in the faculty, it's nothing to write home about. But when the Vice Chancellor came, he instituted the departmental in the fund, through which departments in our faculties got a fund ranging from 6 million to 10 million. And if you get to any of our laboratories now, in the Faculty of Basic and Applied Sciences, you can actually be proud that, yes, you are in a research university. So, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, really appreciate you. Participants, I want us to take advantage of the importance of this workshop. We know you cannot conduct meaningful research, particularly in biomedical sciences, without going through the appropriate ethical procedure. And I'm happy in this university, we have an ethical committee already existing under the leadership of Professor Alebiosu. And I'm also aware that the university is also trying to enlarge the ethical committee that will take care of research in all other areas of research. I want to thank all participants, and I want to wish you a successful workshop. Thank you.
Let us appreciate Professor Oyewole better, the Dean of the Faculty of Basic and Applied Sciences. The Department of Zoology, who has organized this workshop, is of the Faculty of Basic and Applied Sciences. We think it is apt, therefore, to have the next remark from the provost of the college to which that faculty, into which that department is situated, to have his remark. May I therefore invite the provost of the College of Science, Engineering and Technology, Professor Amos Oladele Popola, to give his remark.
The Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Registrar Bossa, Professor Sangogo, other members of the management team here present, distinguished participants, I welcome you all. My remarks is just to appreciate everybody, most especially the Vice Chancellor, for supporting the Department of Zoology. Department of Zoology is one of the most active and resourceful departments in the College of Science. Uh, well, we have active researchers in the college, especially in the Department of Zoology. That's Professor Adeleke and Dr. Surakat. I want to thank you all for being the facilitators of this program. I must also commend the funding agency, the Global Health Network of the University of Oxford. This network, I need to thank them for knowledge sharing and for funding. Oxford University is known for this, and then I'm not surprised. March 2012, I was in Oxford too, and I acquired some experience, and from there I was able to develop some research. So I need to thank you very much for adding values to Osun State University. Lastly, I welcome other participants online, and I thank everybody. Thank you.
A better round of applause for Professor Amos Oladele Popola. Yes. Let me say that there's a short announcement here. The next remark would come with a declaration. And I need to inform that immediately after that remark and declaration, we would have to step out there to have a group photograph. After which we would proceed for a tea break just behind this building at the basement there. And then would return for the next presentation in the first plenary. The next remark would be given by the person who I would officially introduce once again. Permit me to introduce the man who holds the steer to the ship, in the sail of which we all are. And there'll be no other person than the Vice Chancellor of Osun State University, Professor Labode Pokuola, to not only give his remark, but officially declare this workshop open. Sir, may I have the honor to invite you?
When you see a comrade wearing suits and putting on a beautiful tie, you know you are in for a very serious business. So it is not aluta. When they go for aluta, they are usually in jumpers, danshikis, and the like. So thank you very much, Mr. MC. I like to recognize the principal officers of this university, the deputy vice chancellors, both ARIP and A&D, as well as the registrar and the bursar. Provosts and deans, directors here present, I recognize you. And let me specially recognize my brother who has abandoned me for a while, for a long time, not for a while, Sam Wobo. Glad to see you in this village and welcome from the city of the Oluma Rock. I recognize the conveners, Dr. Surakat and Professor Adeleke, two emerging juggernaut scientists in this university and indeed Nigeria. You are rising stars, and I believe you continue to rise. You're doing a great job, and I appreciate it. I recognize all the participants from within our university and from other universities, and those who are joining us virtually. I don't know if we observed something. When it was time for Elena Wilcox to come in, we had to stop for her to come in. That's the way good systems run. In our own climb here, she would have waited until we finish our so-called formalities. And I want to say that that's a big lesson for us to take away from a workshop like this. So for me, It's with a great pleasure that I welcome you to this university. We call it a citadel of learning and culture. And I welcome you to participate in this one-day, they call it free workshop, but I know it is not free. Somebody is paying for it. Nothing is free. Somebody is paying for it. So yes, you call it free, but I know it's not free. It's a bioethic workshop that's organized by this university in partnership with the Global Health Network, University of Oxford in the UK. Today, advancement in science and technology has come, albeit with myriads of ethical issues. Gone are the days when human beings were used as experimental animals without respect and with cruelty for that matter. Even these days, animals are crying for respect, even when we use them in our researches, hence the importance of bioethics in our research. There are therefore a series of matters arising in the use of animals and humans in clinical and biomedical research. These issues border largely, but not limited, on the consent, safety, confidentiality, and benefits to all stakeholders, including the subject matters. Moreover, the issues on good laboratory practices and reproducibility, data generation, and feedback mechanisms are also important in determining the integrity of any research output. The world has now reached a stage that issues of ethics cannot be overlooked anymore. Every human endeavor has its own associated ethics. Researchers, therefore, involved in clinical and biomedical studies must strive to attain the minimum standards set by various local and international ethical boards and committees. And I know that we have just started one in this university, and it is taking on very well. To achieve this, researchers need adequate knowledge on various components of clinical and biomedical ethics. It is against this background that this workshop is organized to advance researchers' knowledge in ethics in biomedical research and good laboratory practice. I want to thank the Department of Zoology for organizing this workshop. Special appreciation also goes to the Global Health Network, University of Oxford in the UK, for providing the grant to organize this very important workshop. While I have no doubts in the competence of the resource persons to adequately address the assigned roles, it is my fervent hope that the participants will optimize the opportunities offered by this very important workshop in learning the ethics in biomedical research towards advancing their own researches. This is the kind of activities that we should be celebrating. It is not locking down academic institutions for 8 months and still counting. And may I seize this opportunity to plead with our colleagues in the academia in this country to rethink our strategies for building and rebuilding the university system of our dream and pride. Strikes may be useful, but they shouldn't be destructive. And so on behalf of the council, management, staff, and students of this university, it's a privilege for me to declare this very important workshop open.
I think we can appreciate the Vice Chancellor better. This speech marks the end of the official opening ceremony of this one-day workshop. You know, nobody speaks after such a man has spoken. Shall we rise for the answer, please? Thank you. The anthem, IMTC. We must achieve across all the colleges, in all the campuses. Union sure we're proud of you. We are committed to you. All stakeholders are prepared to lift you to great. Thank you very much. You can proceed for the tea break. Thank you. Sorry, the group photograph, I mean. Thank you.
Please, a consent form has been shared to all participants for the photograph. For we to share online, University of Oxford requested that all members should give consent. So it's been in your pack. Please, we need it to take notes and scan back. Thank you.